What's it like to be the nation's top 2 recruits on the first day that college coaches can contact you?
I want to be a legend wherever I am.
He's the most popular high school wrestler of all time.
How would you describe Jax Forrest?
It was always very different.
Awards in here, so I have.
That's the second place world medal right there.
Yeah, just sitting in the back. I'm really excited to see what happens. This night could change my life.
Well, we're here outside Bo Bassett's house right now. We're whispering a little bit because it is 4:30 in the morning. What are we about to go do, Connor?
I think we're about to get our mind machine gun.
We're about to go witness one of the famous Bo Bassett 5 a.m. workouts. Let's go.
What's up, guys?
What's
going on? How you doing?
Wow, look at this place.
Yeah. So we're up now. It's 4:48 a.m.
That's right. You gotta take the picture, right?
Right. Yep. I'm gonna take the picture. Boom. Boom. Let's go.
Connor said he's ready to have his mind machine gunned this trip.
Have a machine gun.
Cut the music. We already did the 5 a.m. workout video, and it's really sick. You should check it out. But this video is different. Jax Forrest and Bo Bassett are the number 1 and number 2 recruits in the class of 2026. They've both won at Who's Number 1, they both have age-level world medals, and they both have wins over Division I NCAA champions as sophomores in high school. They're nuts. It's incredibly rare to be a high school wrestler and have the eyes on you that these guys have, which is why I'm here at their first ever Pennsylvania State tournament. It's their last folk-style tournament before college coaches can legally call and recruit them on June 15th. So this trip is mostly to get to know them, but it's also to see how they're dealing with the pressures of recruiting being right around the corner. You might hear how good they are and think a state tournament should be a cakewalk for guys like this, right? But when I first got there, I learned some surprising information from Jax. Did you take a loss recently?
Yeah, I lost at our regional tournament last weekend. I got hit with a headlock early on in the match.
Oh, and he hit the headlock! He's got him on his back!
And the arena, it was probably the loudest arena like I've ever been to. And I didn't realize it, but it took a lot out of me. And I was just like, what's going on? Like, it's like you don't know where you are when there's that much noise and you can't even think.
The crowd was very much against them, which is fine. You know, we're kind of the ones that, you know, aren't loved in our area, in our region.
Coach Bassett said it was like when DeSanto beat Spencer here, but he said it was worse than that. And I was talking to Jax's mom and his family, his sister. They said that they couldn't even hear each other talking, and they knew Jax couldn't hear his dad coaching them and everything, and it was one of the craziest environments they've ever been in.
Talking to my dad and my coaches, you know, if I go to a Penn State, a Iowa, Oklahoma State, a big school like that where I go away to another big school, I mean, it's going to be loud anytime they do something. So it's good practice to be able to wrestle and be able to compete when it's super loud and you don't know what's going on and you just got to fall back on what you do in practice.
If Jax makes it to the finals, he'll get his revenge match. That being said, it's not every day that the number 1 recruit in his class loses in his regional, and it made me wonder what version of Jax Forrest we'd see at this tournament.
He's an unbelievable competitor, unbelievable person. He'll be all right.
He's had headphones on all day today, and he's locked in and ready to go. I think you're going to see a Jax Forrest that you haven't maybe seen before this weekend. So
That's kind of scary.
it is scary because he's already really, really good. So.
How would you describe Jax Forrest?
He was always very different, even from the time he was born. Having 7 kids, you know you're going to have a wide range of personalities, but his is very different than any of the other kids. He's always been super mature for his age. When he was little, his brothers would be playing with toys and he'd say, "Mom, I don't understand why kids play with toys. They're so boring." What he was very into at a young age was Rocky.
Balboa?
Rocky. Yes. So there's some backstory to that.
Wait, sorry, let me just compose myself again.
My grandfather was a boxer. He was very into the Rocky movies. So at a young age, me and my sister got kind of obsessed with Rocky. So when he was young and he was a boy, I was like, hey, you know, you don't want to play with toys. Do you want to watch a boxing movie with me? And he loved it. He thought they were the greatest things ever. So I introduced him to like Rocky 1, Rocky 2. We went through all of them. And so even now, like that's kind of been our thing. We bond over Rocky. Different points in career, he'll be like, I feel like this is a Rocky 3 moment, Mom. I'm Rocky when he just got beat up really fast by Clubber Lang. I got to fight my way back.
Lift the arm up! There it is, get it! Good job, buddy.
Why wrestling?
My dad wrestled, and I was the first boy, obviously. I'm the middle child, and he always wanted a boy to wrestle, so he rolled around with me wrestling and everything, and you know, then it just took off.
We have a bigger family, we have 7 kids, and so our first 3 were all girls, and they were all into sports. They swam and did soccer and volleyball, and then, you know, then when we had Jax, our 4th child, and it was like, yeah, he's a wrestler, you know, and so we always wrestled with him when he was little and kind of growing up, and then he kind of got started around probably like 4 to 5-ish and stuff is when he started doing it.
Was he good at first?
Yeah, he was pretty good. I mean, like I said, I would roll around with him at the house and just kind of do a lot of little takedowns or half, you know. And even like one of the first times they would have little like exhibition matches, and he was wrestling another kid, and he's wrestling and he's just doing moves out there that I'd never taught him or they never showed him or anything. And he hit like a Peterson on a kid, and I'm like, what in the world? He just hit a Peterson. And even the coach was like, I can't believe that little guy just hit a Peterson. Did you show him that? I'm like, I've never showed him that before. And it was, so he's always kind of been a more mature kid. He's just one that just has been able to adapt to it and just kind of, and love it and work hard at it.
Palisades by ball, 122. She moves up into the final. Goes for takeoff. And Lovitz from Butler. Winner by ball, 326. She moves on to the
When did he start to jump levels?
There wasn't a lot of really good partners, Jax's level in North Carolina at the time. The next kind of thing was like, all right, we need to get him to like some New Jersey or PA wrestlers. Howard always knew that that's where the really good wrestlers were going to be. So he ended up spending like a month there. He got absolutely crushed by everybody. He came home and was like, yeah, I got some work to do.
I had some hard days in the beginning where I didn't even know if I wanted to wrestle anymore. There was days I'd call my dad, can I not go to practice today? My stomach hurts, or just, I don't feel good, just like not wanting to do it.
So next summer, he did the same thing, and he found out he was able to score at things and like kind of keep up with them that summer. The third summer, it was like, yeah, I'm beating them now. I think every summer he did that, he got more confidence, and the confidence, I think, was really like the missing piece for him.
Wrestling, I mean, I'm so glad that it's got me to where I am, and you know, there's no other sport that could do this for me.
Tomorrow's day 1 of recruiting. Starts at 12 a.m. I'm really excited for it. We'll see what happens. It's crazy. I remember when it was last year, and I was like, oh, I have a whole nother year, but it flew, and I'm really excited. It's been a dream of mine, you know, and I'm open. I'm really excited to see what happens.
Right off the bat, do you have any expectations for that?
I don't. For me, it's like whatever happens, happens. You know, I'm just excited to see who calls and see who's interested. You know I have a lot of connections in a lot of different places, so I'm excited to talk to a lot of people officially. It's gonna be hectic. It's gonna be pretty crazy. I got a lot of texts from my friends and former teammates and stuff that have done it in the past, and you know, they say it's pretty crazy. So
he's looking at us like we're crazy.
Good morning.
Whoa!
Let's go. Good morning. Yeah.
Have fun.
Yes, sir. We love it.
You got a lot more today.
Oh yeah, a lot more today.
See you guys at 9:30?
See you at 9:30. Let's go.
Let me get a triple fist bump. Oh, quadruple. Connor, get in there.
Ready?
Wait.
This is my first ever high school PIAA states. I'm here at Hershey, Pennsylvania. We're here the day before. We just got a great workout in. Got a good sweat. I'm feeling sharp, feeling explosive. My first ever high school states. We were out last year with the suspension and we're back, and I'm excited to just go out and score points and wrestle as hard as I can.
You guys wrestle on like a national stage all the time. What is different about this tournament?
I've been coming here since I was, man, like 5 or 6 years old, and watching these states was always amazing. I've watched legends like Nolf and Spencer Lee and all these guys coming up through, and they were always big role models for me. I watched them on this mat here, the Giant Center mat. That's a state final mat, and that's something that I can remember from a really young age, and so for me, it's just an honor, a blessing, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
If you win a state title in Pennsylvania, it is like the holy grail of wrestling here. We have one guy from Bishop McCourt that won in the past. His name is Anthony Walters. He's got like his singlet framed in the school, and he's like the wrestler that's talked about for like all the history of the school.
There is going to be a lot of people here. Venue's going to be sold out, I believe, Saturday night, and that's something that for most people they would say it adds pressure, but for me, I feel like it's only going to add to my performance. I wrestle better when a lot of people are watching.
Are you already watching your match?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Cameraman right here.
Yeah, Big O filmed it. I like to post my matches on really everything, but yeah, I think this is gonna be good enough.
Makes it easy when you keep it under real length.
Yeah, right. That's always like the goal, is to keep it under. I think it's like 1:30 or something. I think that was close. This one is 59, so it's postable. So we'll see.
He's probably the most popular high school wrestler of all time, and he knows that, and it's something that he does an incredible job dealing with. And sometimes it can be hard to talk about, and kind of something that's kind of festers on the inside, but he does a really good job being open about it. And he takes losses and they're hard. Who's number one was tough for him. He does an amazing job with all the pressure he has to deal with.
Sam described him as the most popular high school wrestler maybe ever. Like, what has that been like?
I mean, like I said, like it never really started out as that. It just started out as, him trying to be the best that he can be, trying to just chase down goals and dreams. And, he's been down here watching Spencer Lee and Kemmer and Nolf and all those guys. So he had some really good role models. Even when he was little, I always told him, don't forget, someday that's going to be you, and someday you got to be a good role model. And he kind of really embraced that.
It's crazy to me. It's surreal, because to me, he's just Bo.
Yeah.
But like, even he needed stitches in his head, and I had to call down to the emergency room, and I said, my son's coming down. I already talked to the plastic surgeon and the ER. They're like tough people. And the lady that answered the phone said, well, what's your son's name? And I said, Bo Bassett. And she said, wait a minute. Is that the wrestler?
You know him from wrestling?
Yes,
really?
Yeah. At work, the girls made me a sign about the boys making the world team, and it hangs on my office door. And there are patients that'll stop me when I come out, and they're like, do you know, is that your son, Bo Bassett?
No way.
Yeah, so it's still surreal to me.
I didn't fully realize how popular Bo Bassett was until I spent some time with him in the stands.
Oh yeah, baby! Yes, sir! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, Melvin! Way to dig deep, bro. That was awesome. Let's go!
He had no time to celebrate his brother's insane comeback win before kids spotted him and started lining up to see if they could take pictures with him.
That's where I'm gonna go.
Can we get a picture? Yeah, bro. Let's do it. Where do you want to do it? Right here? Come down here. Yeah, let's do that. So I started at 38,000 followers last year, and I wanted to hit 100K by the end of my 10th grade year. And so that was a big goal of mine, and I put a lot of work into it, and everything I posted was all wrestling, right? And just positive stuff.
Yeah, we're all wrestlers.
Awesome, bro. Bloomsburg.
Yeah.
Awesome. And when you put positive things out into the world, positive things come back, and I don't know. I'm gonna keep doing that. I think it's getting my name out there, right? You get recognized in random places and stuff, and that's stuff that you do it for. I mean, that's motivating to inspire kids to chase their dreams. I mean, that's why you really do it. God bless, guys. Thanks. My dude, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah. Thanks, bro. It's coming. What's up, dude? We getting a pic? You wanna get a picture? Let's do it. All right, let's go. I remember you. Of course, bro. Little stud. Let's do it.
How would you describe Bo Bassett?
We always call him an old soul. He's always more interested in what the adults say. I mean, even from the time he was little, and what the adults had to say than like the kids around him. So I just think he's always been like self-motivated and goal-focused. And I don't think that's necessarily anything we did. I mean, obviously we help him with that now, but I just think, I don't know, know, it's just kind of his personality. He's always been a really easy kid, and I know probably a lot of parents say that, but it's so true. He never wants anyone to be upset. We always call him the peacekeeper in our family. Even from the time like when Keegan was little, they're very, very different. Keegan is all fire, all emotion. Bo is like a thinker. He takes time to think about things before he reacts. And so even from the time like Keegan would be throwing a 3-year-old temper tantrum, and Bo would be like, Mom, please just let him have what he wants. I don't want him to be upset like that. So even way back then, he's just been that way from a young age.
Extend, use your legs. Get it. Good job. Hey, let's go. Get your best effort. Catch it, bro. Get this in.
That was the quarters, so we have a pretty big break now. And we'll wrestle back again here at 7 p.m., semifinals. Not sure who I have, but I'll look into that a little bit and just get ready to go. But I don't know, I felt good in that match. I feel like I'm getting my attacks and wrestling hard and smart, so.
When did he start to jump levels?
When he was, I think 7, he lost at the regional tournament, and that's kind of when we saw the change in him.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that tournament thoroughly. I know exactly what happened there. I remember the names of the guys I lost to. I don't even know if they wrestle anymore.
I still remember the exact spot, and I'm sure he does as well.
We went to the back hall, and you know, that was the first time of really feeling like defeat. And yeah, and that's when my dad gave me the heart-to-heart.
And I told him, I said, you know, you have a decision to make. You know, if you want to be great, you know, I will go all in, but you need to go all in too. And, you know, from that moment on, he's run with it ever since.
The next year, made states, won it, and then won 9 straight years.
Really, at 7 years old, he was mature enough to sit down and say, I want to make I want to change something, and he actually stuck with it.
Yes. We took him down to watch states that year that he didn't make it, like the elementary states.
Yeah.
And he got to watch them run out and watch them in the finals, and he said, I want to do this next year, so.
He's your oldest, right?
Yes.
Have you ever taken for granted the fact that he is like that? Because I think that most 7-year-olds, like if you talk to other parents, I'm sure they've told you are not like that.
Yes, he's always been just like a mentally tough kid. People always say, oh, he's special, he's talented, but Bo's not overly talented. He's not even really like that athletic. He just works really hard.
These kids had a long night ahead of them, but they were not taking it easy. Functional patterns for an hour, circuit training for an hour and a half, and then another hour and a half wrestling clinic with Yanni and Mike Gray.
I've been working on new stuff when I tried it.
Some new stuff?
Not even new moves, just new stuff.
Just new stuff.
New stuff. Maybe pull on the head or something.
But it's new.
It's definitely new. I got Owen, then you're done. It's over for you.
Hey. He has new stuff.
And I'm gonna hit at least 3 of
times.
them. At least 3 new things.
And it's not moves.
It's just things.
I have something new.
I have 3 new things.
What's
though,
newer?
So you need at least 3 new things that are newer than mine. Mine are literally from like 10 seconds ago. I already have new things from when we wrestled.
Now, I'm thinking of them right now.
Well, I'm gonna think of new things as soon as we start. Then you
all
can't
new.
be newer. I'm brand new.
That's scary. Oh, jeez. We had a hard morning, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 workouts. And
How many hours was that?
It was 9:30 to 1:30. So like 4 hours, yeah. And I mean, we went a little over. So just over 4 hours, which, I mean, when you think about it in like 24 hours, it's not crazy, but when you do it all back to back to back, I mean, it gets long. So you just gotta stay motivated. And there's some days where our guys do really good with that, and like it's a really hard 4 hours. And obviously there's some days where it's like, man, like this feels like it's been going on forever.
8 hours.
Yeah.
Are you excited about tonight?
I am, yeah. I mean, I'm trying not to, think about how it's going to go too much, because obviously I don't want to be disappointed if something doesn't happen, or, I'm just trying to keep an open mind about everything, and, whatever happens is going to happen, and I'm going to be grateful for if I get one call, or if I get no calls and wake up and I have calls coming in the morning. I mean, everything's going to work out no matter what happens tonight.
And it's just, not put too much emphasis on what happens tonight, because being a high school coach, I've talked to some different college coaches, and a lot of them don't call that first night. They're just kind of wait till the next day and then do everything then.
That was kind of our experience last year when I did this follow along with Anthony Knox.
Yeah, we saw that. And that's the thing. I mean, especially, whether it's a wrestler or the parents, you do kind of get excited for it. And then, you could see, and if you don't call or they don't call right away, you do kind of like, oh man, it is kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
And that's where it's just understanding, being able to see that actually, kind of enable Jax to see it and learn from it, be like, yeah, you can't really get too hyped up or too excited, because, not everybody does that. Most college coaches don't do that. Anthony was like the number one guy in the country last year, I think.
Yeah. Is there any athletes or coaches that, whether you would want to go to their school or not, that it would be cool to hear from?
The big schools with, Olympic champions, and just hearing that those guys want to talk to me. I mean, it's just really cool. Or I mean, if you go to smaller schools with Olympic champ as their coach, I mean, just seeing that somebody who has achieved the highest that you can achieve, wants to talk to me and wants to help me achieve my goals in the future. I mean, that's just something just means a lot to me, and I'm sure my family, because my dad's probably around the age of some of those coaches. He grew up watching and wanting to be like them. So I mean, it's really cool, and I mean, I'm excited for it, and to be with my dad on the day. It's the day before Father's Day too, so it's gonna be really cool, and hopefully it all works out nicely.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, let's get some ice cream. What's the move here?
Hey Josh, you're paying for
There's a
it?
few moves. So they got shakes, they got flurries.
I normally get a banana split flurry, which is controversial, but I like it. He hates it. He thinks it's disgusting.
Why?
Alright. Look at it that. All this stuff here, and you get a banana split flurry. I get a flurry with Kit Kat and brownie. There's nothing better than it. I could eat this every single day. Kinda do.
How do you guys make weight? 4 hours of working out.
Yep, that'll be it.
Have you guys talked with each other at all about this day?
I mean, a little bit, not crazy amounts, but I mean, we've definitely talked about it, and who we want to call us or things like that, or
you guys have talked about who you want to call you?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Does it make you nervous at all, knowing how much time you're gonna have to spend on the phone talking to coaches and all that stuff?
But I feel like it'll be fun. I feel like it's not it's something you have to do. It's something you get to do. So I'm really excited about it.
I'm not a big fan of calling, too. So it's, I mean,
of phone calls.
Yeah. I'm more of a texter. My parents know that, so they're obviously you can take one day and answer all the phone calls. And I always have my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
So turn off Do Not Disturb. You're answering every phone call there is. So I'm all right.
How many of your guys' days are like that, where it's 4 hours? Is that common?
Oh yeah, that's every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll do that, then go up, wrestle here or there, or wrestle at night. Honestly, because we were doing technique today during wrestling, that was kind of laid back, because wrestling's always really, really hard.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, so. And usually there's a conditioner during practice. So we'll be drilling, and coach is you guys come here, and then we go on the bikes or the pull down ski machines, and so they're tough.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and give me a clap. Thank you.
I didn't know if you were.
All right. We're here in Pennsylvania with Jax Forrest and Bo Bassett, the number 1 and number 2 recruits of the class of 2026. When you spend time with Bo and Jax, you start to theorize. What are the things that make them great? They both started wrestling young. They both have strong relationships with dads that push them. And they both grind hard, but so do a lot of wrestlers. And my theory, right or wrong, is that they both have the one thing in the world that no one else can have. Each other. You guys obviously, because you're teammates and you're always next to each other. You guys get compared a lot. Talk about your similarities, but also your differences.
Obviously, we're from the same area, same school, so people see us a lot together, whether it's scrambling before a tournament or whatever it may be. But I think the similarities is we just love to score points. I think we both have a really fun style in a little bit of a different way, but we both are trying to do the same end goal, and that's just being fun to watch. I know that Jax and I, we've talked about, we want to be remembered.
We're teammates, we're around each other all the time, but we're still different, and you don't have to be one way to be good. I think the comparison is, it's always going to be there. We're both 1 and 2, and we just try and keep a level head and just train to help each other and help ourselves get better.
It feels like almost always while one of you is experiencing awesome victory, the other one is a little disappointed with how their tournament went. And you guys kind of have done a lot of alternating back and forth in that way. Have you guys talked about that?
Well, first of all, we'd like to both be winning as much as possible. And it's not just like if I win and he loses, well, I don't care because I won. Like, obviously you care and you're motivated because your teammate lost and you feel for him. So every single time it's a boost for either of us, but hopefully this next upcoming year we win both.
Oh yeah.
A lot more.
We've been in each other's shoes. We've both won tournaments like highest level, and we both lost tournaments at the highest level. So it's like, wow, you want to celebrate your best friend's victory, then you're like, man, this day would have been a lot better if we both would have won, But that's the way it happens, and that's what, keeps pushing us to keep getting better and better. And there's going to be times where we're both winning at the highest level, and those are the best days that there is.
Are you guys competitive with each other at all?
I feel like we're more lifting each other up, but if we are competitive, it's like who can score more points or who can maybe dominate more, that type of thing as far as competitive. It's always been like that though, because they always had track wrestling, would always do the stats really cool. They would have most pins, least amount of time, most text, so you could always look it up. So that was always a thing that we had done since probably middle school, elementary school.
You guys learned how to use the track wrestling stats?
Yeah.
Obviously, best friends, they like to argue and they like to bicker, and I'm better than you at this, but it's kind of crazy. Me and Bo, we just have that utmost respect for each other. You're a sick man, dude. You're really good. I can't say anything negative about you. I think that's something that makes our team different. Is obviously we're kids. Things are gonna happen. We're gonna argue. We're gonna tussle and practice. We're gonna get mad at each other. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what's happening. We're all trying to bring each other up and just continuing to keep getting better.
It was almost time for recruiting to begin, so Connor and I split up for some one-on-one time. I was with Bo and he was with Jax. But first, he had to get past the guard dog.
Do I have to go near him? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. What's his name?
Hey, good night.
Bailey.
What is his name?
Bailey.
Bailey?
Bailey.
What's up, Bailey? What's up, Bailey? Bailey dog. Does he bite?
All right, so right now we are in.
Actually, what time is it first?
Well, actually, it is 10 p.m. around there, 10:30. We're getting ready for the first day. Recruiting starts at 12 a.m. June 15th. Really excited for the future. But right now we're in my basement. This is kind of like our living room, and where we put a lot of our trophies and medals and all that type of stuff. And the first place that I want to start is up here. These are our former state champ. Every single year, if we won a state title, we get a little I don't know, it's like a picture of all the highlights, I guess, of the state tournament, and every year we got one of those made, and it's pretty cool and something that I like to look at.
Man, you were pointing like that even when you were in 8th grade?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt.
You look like you're in the NCAA finals already.
Yeah, but back then it felt like it,
Yeah.
You don't know.
Pretty low key. There's not too much going on. I got a scale, This is what I was telling you earlier. Jude was asleep. He got his water bottle in case. I actually, this past Monday, we went to the Senate for PIAA State, so it was cool. I saw the senator, and so that was all cool.
So over here we start with some of the medals, some of the Triple Crown stuff, winning freestyle, Greco, and folk style state titles. Was always a cool award that we'd get at our banquet.
This is what I was telling you earlier, the Dan Gable action figure. We went to a thing for him, and they were giving these out, which is pretty cool. My sister made this for me, which is really nice. I have that tattooed on me, and all these pictures from World, Team Trials, Who's Number One, and Worlds. Oh, that was cool.
Right here we have my Pan Am credentials. But other than that, you got some of the USA wrestling stuff, some state title medals in there, some, this is MVP from Heartland Doles and stuff like that. So there's a lot of really cool stuff. The Surge, Hammer.
As I said earlier, I like the Packers. Bailey looks like she got into it there, but This was pretty cool. My parents got when they went on a trip to Mexico. This is probably like the smallest thing that I have, but this is probably my favorite one. This is from Last Chance Qualifier, just because it was a tournament. I was just going there just to wrestle, and I didn't really care how I did, and ended up beating some really good guys.
This is cool too. Spencer Lee signed this. His signature's over here. I remember that. That was
Talk about Spencer Lee growing up as a young gun. Like, what does
yeah,
he,
Spencer Lee. The definition of Spencer Lee in high school, that dude was locked in. He did everything hard. He trained the right way. He lived the right way, and it was a great role model for me. And to see someone in my area from the same club doing what he did, I knew that it was possible. And honestly, I feel like he lit that spark inside of me. Ever since that camp, he passed around, I don't even know what medal, maybe his world team trials, or maybe it was the world gold medal. But anyway, I just saw it, and that's when I knew.
Actually, this is a sword that I got from winning the first college open that I did, the Edinburgh Open. My mom usually has to hide it away, just in case. You never know. I don't know.
You got baby brothers running around.
Yeah, I know. This stuff has probably just been sitting here for a while. Like, ever since I got it, I usually come home, leave it out on the front desk or the front dining room, and my mom brings it up and puts it in here, and it usually doesn't get seen again.
I've actually left these on. These are probably pretty old, but these are just from like losses at Super 32 and stuff.
Oh, no way?
Yeah.
These are the losses?
Yeah, and so you can see that wore out the door from clanking. I never really take them off until I beat the guy who beat me or whatever it may be. Sometimes I forget to take them off. Maybe we avenge some of these losses, maybe not, but.
And then this is probably the craziest thing. It's like, I just end up putting a lot of just random, like the awards in here. So I have the Fargo plaque? Yeah, the Fargo plaque is here. The world medals back there. Here. And
that's the second place world medal
yeah,
right there.
Yeah, just sitting in the back. This one where I got second at regionals, which is kind of crazy, but looking back on it, like, geez, I really lost at the regional tournament.
What does it mean in Pennsylvania to win a state title?
For a lot of kids growing up in Pennsylvania, you see guys like Spencer Lee, Chance Marstell, or Jason Nolf winning state titles. As a little kid, you see that and you're like, that's what I want to do. It's so embedded in the culture, looking up to all the great people that have come through Pennsylvania and won this tournament, and then gone on to do great things at the college level and international scene. It's really something special, and like something a lot of people put on their checklist to what they want to do before they're done with the sport.
I like to do mine low and slow.
No, you have to like go over.
Obviously, yeah, Jax had a tough one last weekend at regionals. Kind of let just the moment get away from him and just wasn't able to refocus himself. He's focused, he knows what he needs to do, how he needs to do it, and he's looking forward to it.
Fargo, really, really strong wrestler. Was a state runner-up last year. This looked great this tournament. I believe Bodis his way to the finals as well, so that'll be an awesome one between him and Jax. I'm looking forward to the rematch.
Is he looking at it as just another match, or is he looking like for revenge?
It's definitely a revenge match in a way, because he felt that he didn't wrestle anywhere to his ability in that match. I mean, he was hoping for that rematch and stuff like that. So it's played out, and they'll go and scrap at it.
Call you. What's the excitement level like right now, knowing what's happening tonight?
It's at an all-time high. I'm extremely excited, extremely grateful.
Do you think this crowd will be on their side or against them?
Bishop McCord's not, I guess, the biggest fan favorite. We can appreciate the crowd a little bit more and like kind of get into it with them, and it can affect us more, but as a competitor, you kind of have to like block that out, and you can't really let it affect you, because there's going to be a lot more of events like this where there's big crowds and they might not like you. Like if you're on the international scene and you're wrestling for the United States, you're not getting cheered for. It takes something special as a competitor to be able to just block that out, but I think those two definitely are capable of it.
3 minutes.
This is like the New Year's Eve.
Right. Or when I interviewed with Sam Herring, he called Bo the most popular high school wrestler of all time. Do you think that's true?
I think for sure that could be true. Probably back in the day it was Spencer Lee for a long time, but I think Bo, just kind of the show he puts out there is a little bit different. Even yesterday, like you were saying, like kids are coming up and like getting autographs and like saying hi and stuff. Like, that's pretty crazy for a sophomore in high school.
Heart rate is like spiking.
You wrestled in this tournament. If kids were coming up to you asking for autographs, how would that have affected you? I know I shared with you, that would have made me melt down probably.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on you, and like it'd be hard. It'd be really hard.
I want to change the program wherever I go. I want to be a legend wherever I am.
This next 2 hours ultimately could, change the rest of my life.
All right, come here. I want you to see something. You see that right there? Presented by Defense Soap logo. Now, that is all Defense Soap wanted us to do on this video. They just wanted us to put that logo there.
That's it.
That's it. That's all
easy.
they want. Christian has no idea why I brought him here.
I still don't know. Now it's Defense Soap. I assume you need help because you have ringworm and it could be related.
No, that's not what it is.
Better, actually.
Thank you. That's all we legally had to do with our contract with Defense Soap. We just had to put that logo there at the beginning of the video.
And I hate legal trouble.
And I hate legal trouble. But I wanted to show Defense Soap a little bit more thanks because they're there constantly. They care about wrestling. They want to attach their names to cool stuff in the sport. When we get cool sponsors like Defense Soap on videos like this, it makes it so, like last year, I went to see Anthony Knox by myself. This year, I got to be with Bo Bassett. We got to send Connor too. He was with Jax Forrest. We get to do bigger projects. We get to do cooler stuff because of cool brands that are about the sport like Defense Soap. So if you like this video, if you like brands that are about promoting wrestling, growing wrestling, and want their names attached to the cool stuff in the sport, click the link in the description, buy some Defense Soap products. Also, check out this clip right here. I'm in Bo Bassett's basement. Oh, what's that? Defense Soap wipes. Oh, I'm in Bo Bassett's gym, the compound. Oh, whoa, more Defense Soap wipes. If it's good enough for Bo Bassett, it's good enough for you. What do you have to say?
And if you had used it, where would you be?
Maybe I wouldn't have ringworm on my face. It's not still there.
I can see the remnants.
Shut up.